So my reaction when I saw her parents and her family, I think the first time,
Yes, first time you saw them.
okay, the first time I saw them, I we attend the same church. So the first time I saw them, I knew them, but I did not know they were your parents. I think I
Mm-hmm.
knew mom. Of course, you look so much like your mom, so I could pick that this is then she was we call her blessing. So I said, this is blessing's mom. But later on I got to know that her dad is a minister as well in church. And that was when I knew that okay, I've actually been greeting them, not knowing that they are actually our parents. And
Hi, Paragon tribe. You're welcome
whoa,
once again to our channel. Drum roll.
for the Paragon lovers, we are happy to have you guys here
Yes,
once
we are
again.
really
We
happy.
have the mandate to showcase God.
Templates for marriages.
Good, thank you so much. So we are here again on your screen. We appreciate all that you have done so far. The wonderful reviews
It
from our
was
previous video. It was amazing,
amazing.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
it was indeed amazing. And for our viewers, if you are just tuning in, if you are just seeing this for the first time, please do well
To
to
subscribe, like,
engage,
share, comment, subscribe to our
yeah,
channel.
and watch out for other subsequent videos that will come in after
Yes,
now.
yes.
So today we'll be sharing our experience from childhood dreams
To
to
marital realities.
mhm,
Yes, so like, was it a matter of what we ordered versus what we got, or all these childhood fantasies
mhm.
and how you want your marriage to look like and how it is now reality?
Yeah, basically from the background
Yes,
to the
and also
reality.
how our background affects our relationship, our upbringing, and all of those gist would be sharing with you today. Every single thing you need to
Sit
know
back
about it.
and enjoy. So
You know,
going down memory lane,
mhm.
my childhood experience. Wow.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. I would say I'm from a humble background. Family of five, my dad, my mom, maybe three boys that are now men.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wow, wow, wow. There are several things to say. Oh my God. Yeah, how was it like? Where do I start
Growing
from?
up, just
Growing
start
up,
from
right?
somewhere. Don't worry, we understand.
Like I earlier said, humble background. So let me just start from there. The fact that myself and my brothers and my parents we eat from the same pot,
Mm.
the same plate rather, like the same plate, uh, morning and night. Another good fact about my growing up is that we've always been a Christian all our life. Uh, Childhood experience, I spend most of my time uh, in a church setting. I'm always in church. My dad works in church too, and my mom's working place was a bit closer to the church. So usually it's always from school straight back
The
to the house
church.
and to the church, back to the house and the church. Our place then too was close to the church, so we're always in the church. So we had our childhood experience was more or less like in a Christian background family. But then let's leave that. Um,
And then you spent bulk of the time in church. Say like
yeah,
maybe
mhm.
70%. Is it
If
seventy
not
percent or
80.
80%
The only time
in
is
church?
because aside, please, if I'm saying in church, don't have this nature of okay, maybe we're always there praying, we're always there. Of course, the fact that we're always
Because
present
dad works
for
in church.
that works in church, we're always present for the weekly programs and all that. But another good part is I grew up in a Baptist setting, so our church then in Koshofe, First Baptist Church Koshofe, is a place that's spacious. We have field. Then growing up, we're always playing ball. So if I'm saying I'm always in church, we're always there playing.
Mm.
Aside the fact that
As
music, as
children.
of course, as children too, and aside that too, I started music at my early age. So if I'm not playing football, I was on either on the keyboard or on the sax, like always on the musical instrument. So basically, those are the things I usually take myself and my brothers to church. If I don't want to go and play ball, I want to go and play musical
Instruments.
instrument. And then the fact that dad also work,
Works
work
in
in church.
church.
Yeah, so that was it. Then and being from a humble background, I remember. Okay, I said we eat from the same plate. I can remember. My brother will remember this. We have the same meal set. like during the day and at night for a couple of years, like for
Hmm.
years. And that's one of the reasons why today I'm not a lover of games like that. But then don't
Because like in quotes, you have eaten the life
no,
out of
I've
this.
eaten the life out of beans. I know everything about beans. I can cook beans anyhow. So during the day we eat beans, and at night
Eba.
eba, gari.
Wow.
Usually, each time we take when we have to take rice, maybe special event, maybe Easter,
Wow.
Christmas. And
Wow.
the fact that okay, my dad loves beans too, so mom to like beans, so and my elder brother to like beans, we get to eat that during the day. Growing up, childhood experience. Another thing is that, of course, you can imagine three boys, no lady. Not until I have my wife here. She is the sister my mom did not give birth to.
The sister
I
your
know
mom
she will
gave birth
argue
to.
that. I know she will argue that.
The sister your
But
mom
you
gave
can
birth
imagine
to.
having three boys,
Hmm.
three hefty boys. Oh my God, we
Yoruba will say
troubled.
gende.
Gay occurring. We were stubborn. Aside the fact that we're stubborn, my elder brother is the most reserved. I don't know. I should debate this.
You
Or my
were the
brother,
most difficult.
people will say that. Should I use the word
Or
difficult or
maybe
stubborn?
stubborn.
I was very stubborn.
Difficult is still packaging it. Sure, you know.
I was very stubborn, man. But then it did not rule out the fact that I was quiet and same as my family. And if you know my family so well, you know that we are the quiet type. We are reserved and we are easygoing. Growing up as well, I remember, like she said before, our dad is a disciplinarian, my dad as well. Growing up, we had this fear. You imagine Yoruba setting, your father will have, they will instill this fear inside of the children, especially the boys. So we had this fear for our dad. And because we were even stubborn, we needed to play, we needed to do all those things as boys. And the dad we kept on beating us and all those things. I can remember growing up when we go to the field to play football,
You play ball.
maybe not
Ah,
this time, not in church like on in street. Dad does not like us playing in street. But then we still get to play ball, and you know that dad is coming. And once you sight the sight, once you know that dad is coming, like you just pick race, like you run back inside. And imagine you're playing ball, you're sweating, you have dust all over your body.
even your legs are dirty.
Yeah.
And all those street games, they used to be like they used to be very
Oh,
rough,
very
but
rough.
they used to be very interesting.
Very
Like
interesting.
children, no child will love to miss
Of
street
course.
games.
So imagine dad is coming back home and you rush back home. We will not wash our legs, we just go rush back to the sitting room, pretend like we are reading book, and you now be like this. You are sweating, you have all dust all over your body, and dad comes back home and says, Emma, I still remember
You
that
be
word.
deceiving yourself.
I think it's either he beats us or use that word. So I think when he started using that word,
You're already used to the
we were
word.
already used to the word. So at night, what other story? My the last born of the house, being the last born, gets to receive some of the pampering. Efile, don't touch him, all those things.
Normal for
Uh,
last
for
last.
last born, so I think I received more of the beatings growing up. But then I was very, very strict to my younger brother too. I can remember, I can testify to that. Ah, my brother. Okay, I said my older brother was quiet type. Another childhood experience that we had was okay going to school. Okay, secondary school days. Aside the fact that okay after primary school, secondary school days, the fact that myself and my brothers will have to lap ourselves in bus was a
Three
very,
of them
oh my god, I can't.
must have been terrible.
Our mom will still want to follow us. Our mom is the caring type, always want to follow us to bus stop, ensure that we enter bus. And you can imagine entering bus and the bus conductor, and you met Alevegbera, no, 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 no. We have to drop and those things. I think growing up too, we're kind of shy. In a way, I'm still reserved, but I think I'm school days has already taken that. Executive has taken that away. I'm no
And maybe
longer
your
shy.
wife too is taking it away.
Well, maybe that. Uh, so imagine such an experience. Conductor will keep sending you down from the bus
Hmm.
until some of these passengers say, if you want, like, you better almost school, all those things. And myself and my brothers were not cool with it. So it made us result into trekking most of the times.
Long
long
distances.
distance. Of course, if we are going to
Hmm.
school, because her mom was always with us, we will not trek because she will not allow us. We will just at least. But coming back home, most of the time we trek down from Maryland to K2, from Ojota to K2, our working place. When we get to a place of work,
Hmm.
she will give us some things. I think it's a friend of mine too there, Emmanuel Family. He will give us things we will enjoy. From there, oh yeah, one more to Kemalo. At times she will be looking at us. Mommy, at a point she left us, we trek from there again, trek back to the house myself. So usually we spent most of our childhood days doing all those things. But it was fun actually. We had like beautiful experience. The fact that dad would give us, I still remember dad giving us new notes of 10 naira to school. Okay, that was primary school anyway. To school, we have this. Yoruba will say aganran,
Like mint notes.
mint note. You don't want to spend it. Will not be like there are several things. Those times we now will save it. We have polo. Ah, God. Another experience. My brothers, especially my younger brother, he likes to eat. Okay, maybe my younger brother. We all, of course, boys, we all like to eat. So at times
You
you
like
imagine
food.
me, I like to bully my younger brother then. I think mom will give us, we'll have our food to take. Then they'll prepare afternoon food already. We'll have it down, and because we're hungry, we've eaten breakfast. And boys now, after breakfast, you have your lunch there. If you like, go
You
and
will
take
take
it.
your lunch before lunchtime.
Before 12 o'clock,
Imagine.
at that point, I think we'll be waiting for my younger brother. So because he knows that we'll come and beg, you know all those things, say beggy, beggy, I'll not give you all those things. Ah, oh my God. Don't worry, I'll give you this one, I'll give you that. You go in. You collect your own food, you eat your own food, he eats that of his own. And then my own elder brother was just the quiet type. Of course, he had his own skills and all that. He was a lover of football then, plays shot so well. There are several stories to see. Let me just pause here. I think you should just take it up. What's the
Okay.
experience like?
Okay, so my experience growing up.
Sorry, another thing. Because I said we are Christians, right? Devotion every night and every morning then growing up. The fact that my younger brother he sleeps early. Mo tẹ fi ilé ẹ kó ṣe kinní. Times at times dad will listen me, leave him alone, let it kò lè díjú kó gbàdúrà. You wake up in the morning to come and pray. We are forming okay, amen, amen. I think I remember when
And
my
you're
pastor was
dozing off.
saying this same thing too on Sunday. I could relate. I was just laughing that this is just my family. Please take it off.
So I can tell you deserve a round of applause for that amazing story. I'm sure you'll be allowed. You keep sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing.
There
But
are
anyway,
several things to say, my dear, but let's move on.
okay, so okay, so from my end, well, I just remember people saying, "Oh, get inside." Like we were staying in a flat. Don't
But
say,
see,
don't call me, but see, I just knew you wanted to say that. So we're staying in a flat, and it was from the flat
another prayer.
to our shop, from the shop to the church, and to school. So it was just like that in circles. And I remember, um, okay, so one thing I remember about my family is that we did not have the world, but we had basic things we needed, like basic things such as stationery for school, provision,
Mm.
food. Like I could say that we were averagely doing well, and that's one thing I think my parents really invested in quality education. So
Mm.
we did not have any reason or excuse to fail because it was literally on our table. Imagine our dad, he would iron our clothes, our uniforms for the week. He would iron our my brother's uniform, my uniform. He would write names on all our books, and then for me, so it was just a lot of like, okay, I've given you your
Mm.
basic needs.
Mm.
Now do with them what you want to do. And then I remember then too in school that they used to call me mathematician because and that's because of my dad. Because any
Engineer.
assignments, even the hardest of assignments in the math textbooks we used then, he would provide answers to it. And I'm
Single,
like,
single.
Ungo, Sugo, that one was small. Sure guide. That's what we
Sure,
used.
guys. Okay.
We used sure guide in Caleb, and I cleared everything,
Mm.
and it was
You.
just they instilled in us which kind of way they instilled in us the habit of reading,
Mm.
excellence, wanting to be the best, wanting to compete globally and
I know
all.
that about that.
So and one thing that was sure is that they are Christians, although then they were not ministers yet or even pastors, but then you could tell that this family is based on God's example. And one
Mm.
prayer they used to pray then was, let people see us and see the light shine,
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of Christian. I came from a Christian background, averagely doing well, core values, societal values, and all. Respect. Yeah, that was another thing. And they
Mm.
encouraged us to speak
Okay.
Yoruba. So those are the basic things I can say about my growing up
Mm.
experiences.
That was good. Beautiful. So what do you have
Thank
next?
you. Okay, so like as a child, did you have fantasies about marriage? So, like,
As
did
a
you ever,
child.
we're talking about from childhood dreams to marital reality. So, as
Okay.
a child, did you picture how your wife would look like? Oh, because one of my brothers used to say, my wife, Yawomi, Uma, that is not going to marry a Nigerian,
I
and
think.
that
Yes,
that is
that.
not going to marry a Nigerian, and that when everybody sees his wife, she's going to be the talk of the town. I know that that is a childhood fantasy. So now,
For me, as regards marriage as a child, no. In my honest opinion,
so you
no.
never thought, it never crossed your mind how
Like,
you wanted your wife to be, how.
okay, let me start by saying, okay, aside the fact that I was always in church, another thing I didn't say about my growing up was I I used to be very good with Bible drill,
Hmm.
Bible
Draw
quiz,
your sword. That's what we used to call it when we were small.
memory drill, and draw your sword and all that. So in a way, I
Sorry.
think I think growing up, I said I wanted to become a
A
pastor.
pastor, say it. Let your generation hear you. Pastor Tosi will say, let
So
your
let
generation
your
hear you.
the picture of marriage like did not cross my mind then
Till
as a
you now
young,
started
yeah. So
advancing.
I advanced in age, and then maybe probably when
So
I got
even
to
from watching
university,
movies, like you never had
I don't I'm not the movie
movie
type.
type. I get, I can relate. It's true. But now I think you're the movie type. I'm like
You don't even watch movie at all.
Jesus.
I'm not the movie type, but you don't even watch.
Casting my
Like you
national
don't
TV.
let your generation hear
Yeah,
you.
you.
You're always so official with things.
That's never true. We're coming to that. It's
Okay,
part of the background differences.
all right.
Okay, so regarding marital fantasies, would I say
Mm.
I had fantasies? It was not fantasy. It was not like they were not fantasies. It was just like what I could pick from our home that I really did not maybe like. Sort of being that my dad is a strong disciplinarian. I was not really close to him at some point in my teenage days, going into becoming an adult. We're not really close, although we're good, but we're not really close like that. I was closer to my mom. So I told myself that no, I wanted my husband to I wanted my husband to be close to our girl child and things like that. And I had a picture
Mm.
of how I wanted my husband to look like. Not look like exactly, but like
So do I look like it now?
embody. Yes, now you have even exceeded my expectations.
Whoa! So you were looking
that's
at
what
you wanted a
that's
black
what
guy.
God. No, funny enough, I didn't have specifications, but there was just this.
Don't mind me. I was
There was
talking.
one day, there was a particular day that when the can and I had to take open levels. One more like take open levels. I took it and she was really impressed. She was like, pastor's wife. So that just sort of formed the like
Mm.
my husband must be a man of God. Not must anyway, but I just knew that my husband was going to be a man of God, and it wasn't a fantasy. It was just a knowing.
Mm.
Yes, a knowing.
Wait. So my reaction when I her parents and her family, I think the first time.
Yes, first time you saw them.
Okay, the first time I saw them, I we attend the same church. So the first time I saw them, I knew them, but I did not know they were your parents. I think I
Mm-hmm.
knew mom. Of course, you look so much like your mom, so I could pick that this is then she was we call her blessing. So I said, this is blessing's mom. But later on, I got to know that her dad is a minister as well in church, and that was when I knew that okay, I've actually been greeting them, not knowing that they are actually
Mm.
our parents and the like. So, but my first contact with them was obviously just in church as a church member, saying hello, greeting, and all that. So, and then our siblings, our brothers, they are reserved. Of course, they prefer to be behind the
Except
scene,
if they know you very well.
and all that. So I did not know them at first, but then getting to know them, I could say a whole lot about them. I know they are going to see this video and they are going
Shout out to
to.
you.
Those guys are
Shout
wonderful.
out to the Larry
A
family.
fun fact about it that you people don't know: they are taller than their sister,
Oh
and
my
she's the
god.
first. But then, if you see them, she looks so much like the youngest. That's by the way, anyway.
God.
But then, getting to know the Loris, I know that dad is a disciplinarian to the core, right?
Yeah.
To the core,
To the
mom,
core.
mom is a good teacher. I've been under her teaching for a couple of time, and I could see she's a wonderful teacher of the word, of course. And then she's also a teacher. She has a school where she teaches too, where she administrates students. From your own point of view,
Just talking about it now, you're just making me blush and just remember how childhood was. So that was just your first impression.
yeah, my first impression, that was it. Church member saying hello, these are ministers, dad is a
I
disciplinarian, mom is a teacher, and all
But
that.
at first you didn't know that dad was a disciplinarian.
I did not know,
Because
but
out there that is the quite like it's even the more reserved one and people
mm,
feel like mom is going to be like the disciplinarian.
well,
I've
that's
heard a lot
true.
of people tell me that, especially when I now explain my ordeals at
Mm,
home, they are not
mm,
like, hey, you don't mean it and all.
mm.
But really I think it was now when I started explaining
How it
how
was.
it is at home and all. You know, said, wow, that you would have thought, I remember you told me that you would have thought dad was the quiet one and mom was the,
Of course, that is so
because
quiet
uh,
and very very fun to be with.
yeah,
If you get to meet
you
him,
could joke, he
hmm
could joke with you, like he has a
yeah,
good sense of
humor
humor.
and all
But
that.
when you get to know him, like I
He
think it's
were,
the people that are closest to him that know that he
that's
doesn't
it.
take rubbish.
Yeah, he does not. Engineer PI, that's a wonderful man.
Oh
So,
my
from
god.
your home point of view, my family.
Okay, so your family, I remember the day, that particular day, all those times I was used to, we were still friends, of course,
Mm.
we are still friends, but then we're just at the friendship level and we'll just see each other. Maybe we'll just meet at, oh, I'm passing your junction, just come and say hi and all. I meet out, mom will send me to go and buy something. Even if she's not sending me, I'll try and make sure that she's going to send me to buy something. And there was this
Wha-
particular day, I don't remember what mommy said I should go and buy, but
Okay.
that day you were also coming from the other side
Mm.
to towards church direction. And I was like, ah, nice timing. And then I we met at that junction of, there was still like a sawmill
How,
kind of at that
how
place.
do you get to remember all these
I
things?
do remember everything. That's one thing you should know about your wife. So that day there was still like all those times there was still like a sawmill at the junction of our house.
Mm.
And I remember then we're just talking, oh, how are you? We're talking about our activities. Like then we used to do a lot of Bible study, Bible character for the
I can
week and
remember
all.
that. Yeah.
So we're just trying to say, so what we shall have something
Okay,
to
okay,
say.
okay.
I can't
Now
remember
I
what we're
can remember.
saying.
Now I can
And then
remember.
his mom now passed with her bag. He was standing towards the evening. She now passed her bag and like so I greeted her that day and
Mm.
she was like so you just introduced me briefly to her. It
Okay.
was not even like it was just briefly. You didn't even say meet blessing and in Yoruba I was in Yoruba and I greeted her, I called them, I was in the evening and she was like báwo ni ọmọ dáadáa and I think I even okay I did not but you were the one that wanted to help her with her bag that day and I think she said that she be your shin sorrow lower like you're meaning that you're still talking with your friend just keep on speaking and that was just my first encounter with mom but seeing her that day I knew that she was a lovable person and she knows how to accommodate people so that was my first impression of mom. I didn't get to see that till after a long time. I just saw him in pictures because
Mm.
at that time, Dad used to work in
Yeah, I
Lagos.
was in Lagos.
Yes, in Kochopek, this in Lagos. But I didn't really get to see him
It
till,
was always
yes, he
like
was always
in
busy.
church.
Then,
Yeah.
till there was that one time he came home, and there was one time he came home. I think that was my first time of seeing him. He came home, and then I also came home to visit.
Okay.
And I just greeted briefly. That day, I think we came from rehearsal. Sometimes we come from rehearsals to just come to his house once in a while and go back to rehearsals or before rehearsal. And I think I saw that. I was like, I greeted him and I just said he's an easygoing person. Doesn't like
Mm.
wala. He doesn't
I took that
doesn't
from him.
send you one run you in quotes. So that was my first impression of that. And your brothers, I'd known Judex like when I knew you. So I'd seen his post here and there. And fun fact, I don't think I think I've told you, but I don't think
People
I've
say
told
that.
you.
What's that?
Because when I wanted to get to know you in person, I had to go to your brother's page to read the epistle he wrote about you that year. Because there was this epistle that your brother wrote about you that year, saying that, oh, my brother is this, my brother is that. I'm like, eh. So
Okay, on
this
Facebook.
man is, yes, that post helps me know about you too. So
I
I did low
remember.
key
I
FBI.
think
So
that
I
was
went
my
to look for
birthday
all
or
his posts
something.
on Facebook. That was when I read about your brother, seeing that you used to discipline him because he wrote it in the post that used to discipline
Oh
him.
my
You are
god.
caring, you want him to be
That
good.
was
He
it.
sure wrote
I don't
many
know
things.
what
I'm
year
like,
that was.
but boy, like this guy too. That was how I got to know your brother. Although I didn't have his contact then, but just LOI.
Mm.
And I knew that you people look so much alike. And Egbon too, like his eldest brother. I got to know him from one of the visits. So I just knew
The
that
Olori
I just saw your family as a low key, a minimalist family, and that um that knew how to work around things in love and just add their way of
Mm.
relating and communicating. And I knew for sure that it was a Christian family, so I was sure that you came from a Christian background and a Christian family. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
my first
Definitely.
impression. So it looks like first impression. I've said plenty story.
You have said so much
Yeah,
already.
so
All
talking
right.
about how
Go on, please.
like talking about the differences and how our backgrounds, different backgrounds, coming into
Mm.
marriage, our first few months of marriage,
Yeah.
how was it? Was it really obvious? Like, how was it for you?
Well, of course, is what you would. Your guess is as good as mine. From a different background, humble, averagely
Averagely okay, like
okay,
we're
and
doing
then
it.
you're coming together to spend a lifetime. Of course, the first few months, even up to this present moment, we still get to learn from each other. I'm still learning, still getting to know her, and of course, she's still getting to know me
Know him.
as well. So that's a major plus. Now, um, going into our marriage based on how our growing up has been like. From my own point of view, like I said, myself and my parents and my siblings, we eat together on the same plate, especially at night when we come back from work. But my wife, on her own part,
My parents eat together too, but
but not
my
all of
my
you.
siblings we have
Yeah,
various
still.
like our accept differently.
Forget that thing. I remember when we were taking a bath night that is hot. We have this bath
Ah,
that
no,
we eat from it. The mommy will put the soup on one plate, okra especially,
in the
and
middle
enough pepper, and you dare not eat pomo or the meat till
till
after the food. You get. I know most people can relate with this. I don't know if you can.
I've heard stories before. Don't do that. I've heard stories before, but I can't really relate to
So
that.
then, for coming into marriage, we had to eat together.
Yes,
So
but
she,
I was sort of used to that because my parents eat together, so I already
mm,
had the notion. So
the
it was not
notion. So it
new
was
to
more like,
me,
yeah, it was not
but
new.
it was just the part of you saying that during NYC days, people could eat.
Oh,
Like anybody could literally
school
come to
days,
eat
NYC
from His
days, and all that.
Excellency's food and he could share his food, but I wasn't really used to
Mm,
sharing my food because we all had, in fact, you had your portion. So
I had your
why do
plate,
you,
Sabi.
except if I could not finish my food, and then I'll just give my younger sibling that, oh, Davis, do you want this? Emmanuel, do you want this? But it wasn't like we ate
That's
from
from.
the same. So that's one thing. But
Mm,
even eating together, sef,
yeah.
how for swallow,
Yeah. Eating together for swallow. I think okay. Growing up, I used my hand to eat, but I don't know. All of a sudden, I started using cutleries to eat, like swallow. I
and
don't know how it started, but I knew I don't enjoy using my hand to eat. Now I prefer to use the cutlery. My wife,
I use my hand. Like not like I cannot use cutlery. If I'm outside, I might use cutlery, but inside,
Omoko.
it's not more cool.
No,
It's
I also
not.
knew your body before, but now.
I have to leave alone. I
So you
don't
can
say I'm still
imagine.
bottling. I use my hand like amala and abula with correct pomo
Correct,
and
all those things.
ejakika.
That is
I use
turning
my
like this
hand
with
to,
enough pepper.
but my husband is here using fake, and we eat from the same.
We eat from the same
We eat
plate.
from the same place. We eat together.
Mm.
That's one thing we do. We eat together, and it
But
was a
then
decision we had to make
I use my cutlery.
that
She
we're going
uses
to
her
buy
hand.
use my hand, but nothing spoil.
Nothing
Like we're
spoiled. We are
good.
good. Of course,
That's regarding eating.
what other?
Then dressing.
Oh, do I have any difference?
Like how I used to not
Yeah,
complain, but
I'm not a guy now. I'm not the fashion kind of person, but then I dress well. I like to press my clothes, I iron my clothes and all that.
testimony
But
time.
my
Thank God.
wife, despite the fact that you feel on your own part that you look good, she will still say,
No,
no, this is not what I, no, no, no,
no.
and all that. So you
Sometimes we
can
might
give,
change the entire outfit. I'm like, what's this? Like, no, to him, that's like the best of. I'm like, no, because
but it doesn't mean I was bad.
no, no, no. I give it to you. I give you a bad. I will not be attracted to you.
Oh my
I
god.
give it to you. I still give it to you, but
But then
still, it
she
was
is.
not yet up to the. You want your man to look good now. You want your, and if you notice, we wear many a times we wear the same thing. So I'm
Same
like,
attire.
this is not. What is this? This is not.
She's
But
the brain behind that.
it's still like, no, this. So that
But
dressing somehow we had to.
mm,
I had to understand that it's not something he's really used to, because there are times when for particular events my husband feels like this is okay. I'm like, this is not enough. This is not to the standard of the event. Like,
let
forget
me
that
cast
thing. Let
my
me.
wife. She likes me dressing like in a corporate manner every
That's
now
not
and
true.
then.
It's not every time. It's not
Most
every
of the
time.
time,
But each time I'm going to work, I feel like look corporate, wear suits.
corporate.
But sometimes I want to dress casual, but
It
top
doesn't.
casual, not just any kind of.
No, we are getting there.
So I like good dressing, and that's background too, because
Mm,
my family, like one of the, apart from God, apart from core values, my parents never took dressing lightly. So they
yeah.
made sure that we had, for every December, every time we're doing something, they bought outfits for us. So we used to,
So more
and my
like you're
mom used to,
growing up.
say something like, "Dress like you want to be photographed."
Mm.
So she believes like that you should dress well,
Hold on
and
to that word. I
yes,
need to write it. Where's my diary? To
why you
dress it.
whining
How
me?
come you never said?
Dress like you
I
want
want
to
to.
be photographed. So anytime you are, anywhere you're going to, you never
Mm,
can tell who you can meet,
mm,
and that's what
mm,
stuck with me. That's what I still hold on to, and I'm saying no. My family, our
mm.
dressing must be top notch.
Must be top notch. So
Yes.
what other point? I think for the dressing part, growing up, my childhood days, I was used to a certain pattern, especially in secondary school. Call me that senior on blue cardigan. I'm always on.
Yes, was always wearing sweatshirts, like all this. And
Forget
there
it.
was one part.
Those,
Let me not cast. Let me cast you. There was one particular
hey,
sweatshirt that my husband was always
let's go
wearing.
on. Let's go on.
You will see it from afar. You will know this is my husband. I'm
It's
like,
okay. It's
why
okay.
you always wear that sweatshirt?
You wear what you have, but then it's always neat, well groomed, and sharp.
Well groomed attire, but still try to invest in your dress. See, dressing well is not expensive. Try to
Hey, we
invest
have heard
in
now. Let's move on. Let's
it.
move
Okay, so another,
point to that.
well, another thing that we're still learning is how that this one is actually funny
What's
because
that? What do you want to say?
you keep telling me I face a particular direction when I want to sleep, but it's not true. Like I like sleeping on my side, but my sometimes my husband feels no, I should face him. Like I'm not facing him, and I don't know if it's a background.
I don't know if you should answer that. Is that a background thing?
You want
And what do I have to say about it?
so don't be shy.
What's there to say? Of course, we are married. Why not face me? She's used to, she turns to the other
I'm
side.
a saint, please. Not turn to the other side. It's not like people should not that looking at it that I'm a bad wife. I'm a good wife.
No, I
But
think,
like
but then I think they
unconsciously,
get
like
it.
I just like sleeping on my side. So most times I just face. It's like
And the another part is okay. Now, if I change where you're sleeping, I change where I'm sleeping to the other side. You will eventually still
I
turn
will still turn,
to
like
the
I
other
will still
side.
face the other direction. Sometimes one time even said, "Oh yeah, let's change today." And we changed, and I still faced the other side
Subconsciously.
unconsciously. And he told me when I woke up that you saw that it's not about the direction, it's about, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't even know intentionally.
But
So
that's not a
that,
problem
but it's
anyway.
not even a problem because we understand each other and
Mm.
we're good to go. But I think that was just another difference
Another difference.
that we
Another
noticed,
okay, yeah.
and that you
Another
like staying on the floor, on the
whoa
tiles, not floor but tiles. Why
on
is
the
it like
top.
I'm casting you so much in this video?
Yeah, well, I said
But
it before. I'm from a humble background, humble home. You get to, there's this pleasure. There's this how do I put it now?
joy,
Is it joy?
warmth,
There's this warmth. There's this. natural AC you get
Natural AC.
when you're on the
You
tiles,
didn't hear
you're
that.
tired, and you needed to,
Relax.
relax, stretch your bones and all that. But my wife, she's always, what are you doing on
Anytime
your
I see
phone?
my husband,
And
I'm like, it's
I'm
like
in
you
my
know your
house,
house.
so I have like the bed, the chair, the stool, the freezer, everything. We can. It's
My
your
husband is
house.
always saying, I'm in my house. It's
The
my
truth
house.
is, she wants everything to just be the way it's meant to be.
I want everything to be arranged. Like I
Well,
don't
thank
want
God I
anybody to
changed
scatter
that.
anything.
I don't scatter things. One of the major examples is when we started. She's okay. We have a dining table.
Mm.
Let's eat together. Me, I
And I would serve the food on the dining table, but it's like, no, let's eat like
on the
on the center, like let's use the center table. I'm like, no, that's why there's a dining
that
table. My husband's
yes.
like, no, there's the fan is more here. Let's stay here.
Le-
Let's
well,
see.
we've been able to balance that.
We've been able to balance it,
Our dining table is just
like, and now even me subconsciously, I don't even go to dining table. You're just, I
our
know
dining
that's what
table
you
is
want,
just
right?
there as a museum.
But it's not meant to be that way. You know.
Don't worry, we are balancing. We are balancing.
Say you change.
we are going to change. We've changed. You've changed already. I've succeeded in
You
changing you.
influenced me negatively
Is that a
because
negative
it's
influence?
not a good thing for you to have a dining table.
Don't
You're
worry.
eating on the center table.
We would write a proposal about it. We'll look into it.
Proposal.
We'll look into it and then we'll
Was
take it
bad there.
also.
So that was one thing that we had to learn our differences and how to. But it was not even a problem because we just laugh about it. Just say
And go on. Another major thing that you did not talk about is you must have heard this toothpaste. I am used
yeah,
to pressing
pressing
the
it from the
from the bottom,
bottom.
while my wife
I'm not like I'm used to. I
you were
as long
used
as
to
it's aligned, right? Sometimes I press it from the top.
from the top most of the time. But then it's not. That's never been an issue. You get
Yes,
to
I never even noticed. Like
well
I
from
didn't pay
my own
attention
days.
till he said so.
I grew up with guys. I really did not really stay. I did not stay in my own place, in my own space all of the time. Most of the time,
Mm,
my space is I have guys. Instead I'm
around.
squatting
So you
or
were kind
people are
of.
squatting with me. I
Mm,
have people all around, so I get to see all those lifestyles. Especially when you wake up, people press the place from different angles. It was never an issue
yeah,
with people that I was
that
staying
you
with.
were that were staying with you.
So with my
Why
wife,
should
why should that be an
it
issue
was
with you?
not even like I never even paid attention to it. Till one day he now called me. I said, I noticed that you press this thing from the top and I press it from down. And that I was even saying, no, no, is it like that? Think I was even still saying I don't think so. Then you now waited till it happened. I said, see what I'm saying. And I just knew that this thing I just subconsciously,
But
as
these
long as it's
days,
well this thing, but it never caused an issue and because
I've
we
been able
understood
to
each other
shift. I now press it from the
from the
top
top.
because of my.
Yeah, so that's one thing that is very important. And
Mm,
I want to say that if you've watched this video to this particular point, well done. We'd
thank you
like you
so
to
much. If you have
subscribe.
not,
Subscribe, please.
hit the
Subscribe to our
subscribe
channel.
button and the
Yes,
notification bell.
yes.
You
Turn on
get.
the notification bell so you know when another video is up because
Mm,
we have juicy content for you. So another thing that like has changed about us is um so while we were in a relationship we're really close and we do things together. In fact, we study. The only thing that's changed about us is that we're now in the same house, we're living
mm,
together, we're seeing each other every day, we
okay.
sleep together
Mm,
and all. But how our background has um
more like a lesson.
influenced us, um am I going to say eating habits? Maybe not eating habits, but how that you can eat. He can eat cold food. He doesn't mind. He doesn't really mind, and he can eat food like I don't want to say
Wait,
stale.
have you tried?
I don't want to say
Have you
stale,
tried
but
eating
leftover.
eba? Second day,
No, I don't think I want to.
I know you don't want to. For people
Eba
out there,
tutu.
that eba
But
that
for
is cold
me,
with hot beans. Oh my god.
my husband has funny combination of food.
Let's not go
But
there.
for me, I really do not anything that's not fresh. Okay, I like fresh food. You know how that people say that their husbands like fresh food and they'll be stressed out. It is me. My husband does not mind, but me. I like fresh food. So if food
You want
if food
us
is
to?
left, it's my husband that will eat it.
Ooh,
If we have leftover, my husband will eat it.
she will not touch the food.
That's another thing that's like another difference that I can
Mm.
say that
But it has never
we
caused
observe. But it
any.
has never. The funny thing is that all of these differences have never caused anything. It's just trying to adjust and balance and
And
know that
find a balance.
yes, and find a balance and find a
Okay. So
balance
it's a
with each
major
other.
lesson for people out there. If you have a partner or look you're
If
looking
you're in a
forward to, okay,
relationship,
you're in a relationship or something like that, and then these are the things you should look out for, and then pick them up as lessons. Let these little things not be an issue.
yes,
There are several things that you need to solve with your wife. Of course, these things can become an
they
issue.
can. If not,
Definitely, they will become an issue. But if you don't know how to manage or react to them well, then it becomes a problem. You start fighting and quarreling over things you should not quarrel about.
yeah, that's correct. That's correct. And
Hmm.
I just want to encourage our young friends, younger folks that are in a relationship, or if you're looking to be in a relationship or you desire marriage, I just want to encourage you to be open minded.
Mhm.
Do not have do not have expectations built up so much in your heart that you are not open minded, because if you
Mm.
have so much expectations and they are not
Very, very
met,
important.
you are
Then you'll
disappointed,
be
you will not feel
disappointed.
fulfilled, you just be angry every day. Be open minded and allow God lead you.
Mhm.
Just and trust God as He holds your hand and your partner's hand through the face of life.
Mhm.
Because really, like, was it not Pastor Iyadebo that still said recently that even with the number of years of marriage, he's still getting to know his
Of
wife.
course,
Over
definitely.
50 years of
Mhm.
marriage, and
One good solution that will help you cater for or help you solve your marriage or relationship is the fact that don't look out to, I want to change this guy, I want to change my partner, or be the change itself. Whatever you look forward to, if you are the type that you feel your husband does not give,
mhm,
how do you do it? How do you solve such? Is by you becoming a giver yourself. If you are the type that you feel your partner does not do this, how do you let the person know? It's by you doing it yourself. Over time, your partner picks it up and sees it as a major trait. So basically, that has been the few things that we do that help our own marriage. But then the fact that it works for us this way does
does
not
not
mean
mean it will
it
work
will work for
exactly
you.
that way for
Exactly
you.
that way for you. Please do not forget the place of the Holy Spirit,
God,
the place
peace
of the
of God.
divinity.
Mhm.
He has the blueprint for every marriage. Please look out and be very, very close to your maker. That way, you get not to have issues. But then all these things are more like lessons for you to pick out for,
Yes,
and then you get
to
better
be
at
a
it.
smooth ride for you by God's grace. And I also wanted to add that there are sometimes that your human flesh might want to manifest, like
Mm, okay, that's
get
true.
say you notice something in your partner and you get angry and all, but if you give room for the Holy Spirit, if you give room for the Holy Spirit to operate
Mm.
and speak to you, He comes and tells you, why are you angry? You don't expect this person to be exactly like this, and it speaks to you, and then you get better. It has happened to me severally, and there are some things that my husband does not do, and there are some things I know that I don't do, and then it might not really be cool with it, but over time, or few minutes or few hours after, or even a day after, we notice that the Holy Spirit has just worked upon us and is still working upon us, and
Most
we're losing
importantly,
hope.
communication
Yeah,
is key.
communication is very
Is
important.
germane. Is very, very important.
Very, very
Communicate with
important.
your partner. Do not assume that he or she knows.
Knows, yeah.
Communicate it at every point in time. It will be a
To be of
walkover.
great help.
Mhm.
Although we say communication, but you just have to know what works for you. You have to know how both of you communicate best,
Mhm.
and just
And with
trust
all that we
us.
have said, it's not like we're not having our issues.
Yes, yes.
Because
We're
we're
not we're not a
also,
perfect couple. We're a
we're
work in
also, of
progress.
course, we're learning.
We're learning.
And
We're a
so,
work in
as we are
progress.
talking to you about all of this, I think we also are picking
We are
our
talking to
lessons,
ourselves.
and
Yes.
we are going to get better at it. So, thank
Yeah.
you so much, guys,
Thank
for being a part of
you.
this
I want to
particular.
say that they work alone. Like you're not working alone.
Yeah.
God's got you. You have God's backing
Hmm.
in your relationship, in your marriage, in your
In
friendship,
every
in every
relationship, in every
aspect of your
phase of,
life. Yes, you
yeah.
have God's backing.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for watching to this point. Thank
We
you very,
love
very
you.
much.
Watch out for
We
the
love
next
you. We
video. We
celebrate
have too
you.
much rich content.
Yes. In
Yeah.
fact, we have content lined up till next
Yeah.
year.
365 days.
So stay tuned. I want you to like, comment, share.
Share. Very
Please
important.
subscribe, please.
Thank
Thank
you
you very
so
much.
much. We'll see you
Yeah,
in the
see you in
next
the
one.
next video. Thank you.
Pararara. I love you so much,
I love
guys.
you too, my husband.
Thank you so much. So thank you, God, for the magic that have given to us. Thank you, Richard. Wonderful. People that are going through. People that are waiting. People that you have come through. Thank you for the news. Thank you for the blessing. Thank you, Lord, for the power. Thank you, Lord, because you are mighty in battle. In the name of Jesus, we give praise. Blessed be your name. Reba Shandi, Reba Shande, Reba Shande, Reba Shande, Reba Shande, Reba Shande, Reba Shande,
Amen.
Thank you, Abba Father.
Thank you, Lord.
For in Jesus'